Good evening and welcome to tonight's coverage of high school football action on North Penn Television. You are tuned into Comcast Channel 28, Verizon Channel 29, or YouTube. I'm Eric Jessberger alongside Prasham Jobin Prutra, and we are set here at Wissahickon High School's Turf Stadium preparing for a 6A quarterfinal playoff matchup between the visiting Neshaminy Redskins and home North Penn Knights. Due to the downpour scheduled in our forecast tonight, this game got moved from North Penn's Crawford Stadium to Wissahickon's Turf Stadium. However, as it may be a different venue, the Knights football squad will be undoubtedly looking for the same results that they put up last week in their round one matchup against the Ridley Green Raiders, and that is another game in the win column.
And then the Neshaminy Redskins, they come in at 8-3, and the North Penn Knights, that perfect 11-0, trying to keep it rolling to 12-0. The last time these two teams matched up, it was a great game. You were here for that, Eric. A 34-33 win for the Knights in double overtime for the first game of the season. Julian White, game-winning touchdown and a game-winning stop on a two-point conversion to give the Knights the win.
And yeah, that was all the way back in week one, so we're here on a chilly November night. Ayub Trotty will kick it away, and the Neshaminy will receive and start off our ball game tonight at Wissahickon High School. And breaking a couple tackles. Now, finally being wrapped up will be number 10, Logan Williamson, who will be wrapped up and brought down at about the 20, where the Redskins will take the field. Looking at Neshaminy's starting offense for tonight, they're led by quarterback number 12, Brody McAndrew. Their backfield running back number 29, Chris James, and fullback number 34, Tyler Foster. The wide receivers, number 4, Ryan O'Connor, number 9, Zach Kennemore, and number 25, Corey Joyce. The tight end, number 88, Bobby Buckeyes. The center, number 52, Zach Madalinskas. The left guard, James Stetson. The right guard, number 55, Kenny Monaco. The left tackle, number 71, James Calaboy. The right tackle, number 79, Nick Soska. So on that first run, the Neshaminy off to a great start. They're going to work up now towards about the 38-yard line with a gain of a 19 on the carry. Neshaminy showing that one run game early on here in the matchup we were expecting tonight. The quarterback, Mick Andrews, will be set up in the shotgun with one man in the backfield to his right. Two wide receivers to the far side screen. He'll hand off immediately. And running on the far side screen and picking up a first down on the carry will be number 25, Chris James. And Chris James carried much of the backfield load for Neshaminy last week. And we'll have a stoppage of play. It looks to be the junior for North Penn, Nate Brown, is down on the field. An early game key loss possibly here for the Knights.
And Nate Brown is a force out there with 11 minutes here in the game, in the first quarter left. And Nate Brown, as I was saying, is a major defensive player for the North Penn Knights. He almost won Bucksmont Player of the Week, I think. And he's been a force to stop the run game and even getting back there in the backfield for a sack all season long.
He'll work to get off the field under his own weight. And unfortunately, a key loss. And that kind of gives flashbacks to the very first on the kickoff was Nick Intrury, the senior for North Penn, going at. That was week one, all the way back at Heartbreak Ridge at Neshaminy. And Nick Intrury, the senior, went out on the very first kickoff and had a knee injury. So seems to be a similar situation here as another key player for the Knights. Nate Brown will head to the trainer's bench and he'll get checked out. But back to the action. Neshaminy still trying to cruise on down across midfield. This pass from McAndrews intended for number 4. Ryan O'Connor will be just out of his reach as he tried to connect with him and cross midfield and the line of scrimmage. But falling incomplete will force the Redskins to second down. And working back a little bit with the running game for the Redskins. And Chris James, who did carry much of the load for them last week in their matchup against Haverford. James had 17 total touches for 161 yards and an end zone visit. So definitely a key name we're going to probably mention most of the night for the Redskins in their white jerseys tonight. Carrying the ball, here he goes. Chris James along the close side screen. He'll pass the 20-yard line and then be shoved out of bounds along with number 4, Ryan O'Connor. No flag, but another phenomenal carry for number 25, Chris James. And Chris James, only a sophomore here coming into tonight, and he is definitely playing a big impact against this Knights defense here early on, as the turf a little slippery, but he seems to be unfazed as we reach our 11-minute mark here in our first quarter of play. For the Redskins, they're looking to get into the red zone here. They sit at the 18-yard line. Wide receiver to either side of your screen. For McAndrews, he'll hand off to James once again. However, this time he'll be wrapped up as he crosses the line of scrimmage, as it was number 34, Julian White, on the tackle. So for the Redskins, they're going to look to continue to push on. And as for his North Penn defense, try and tighten up and at least send the Redskins to a 4th down and force them to kick a field goal here on this first drive of our ball game tonight. In the shotgun formation, McAndrews once again will step back and hand off. Fake the handoff to James and try and carry it himself, but will fall short of the first down. Looking to be set at about the 9 or 10. It'll be the 10-yard line, and he will be short.
And something to note here is that Julian White has moved to linebacker after Nate Brown went out with the injury.
It will be 3rd down and 3 for the Redskins offense at the 10-yard line. 3 yards all they need to keep this drive going and try and make the first end zone visit here early on against the Knights defense. In the I formation is the backfield. McAndrews step back and hand it off to number 5, and he'll have plenty of room to cross first down. Ole Manzik, the main name in the backfield, we definitely mentioned and remember from all the way back at Heartbreak Ridge in week 1 of the season, as it was a shootout between Ole Manzik and Julian White. The backfields were either side taking most of the carries, and we'll definitely look forward to hearing their name plenty tonight, as they are both two-way players for their offense and defensive sides. So as for Neshaminy, they are now in the red zone after Manzik was able to pick up the first down. He'll hand off, and here's Manzik, and he'll be tripping up and fall with about a 2-yard gain on the carry and reach at the 4-yard line. And Neshaminy, the visitors tonight, on the left side of your screen, wearing their white uniforms with red helmets, and on the right side of your screen, defending their end zone, is North Penn in their navy blue uniforms with the Columbia blue helmets. And we sit here at 8:45 and ticking in this first quarter. So the Redskins looking to put up a early 6 on the board. They'll hand off to Manzik, trying to cross that goal line, but he'll be met at the line of scrimmage by North Penn's defense, and the linebackers bringing the heat and preventing that charge from Manzik. So as the teams will sub out after a gain of 1, it will be 3rd and goal for the Redskins, and it looks to be a timeout called on the field, and it will be called by head coach Dick Beck for the Knights. Coach Dick Beck in his 17th season coaching this North Penn squad, and with plenty of playoff experience, he knows exactly what to call for every kind of situation and play, and he's been a phenomenal leader for this squad, along with his quarterbacks and captains such as Solomon Robinson, Noah Fox for this defense. And you hear him talking here to number 8, Shamar Edwards, making sure the Knights lock down their end zone and prevent this early score for Neshaminy.
And R.J. McNamara is headed over to the sideline. So Nate Brown and R.J. McNamara, both great linebackers, both juniors for this North Penn Knights team, out to begin this game.
Very unfortunate blows, but nothing North Penn can worry about right now. They got to prevent this score at the goal line. 3rd and goal for the Redskins. McAndrews taking a low snap. He'll get a pass off and be met hard. 2 great hits, phenomenal coverage by Evan Spann and Kaleem Corbin, the duo, preventing the slant opportunity as McAndrews tried to connect with his wide receiver on the close side of your screen. But the ball will come loose and force 4th down, and the Redskins field goal unit will have to come onto the field.
And correction, that is Justin DePietro who has left the game for the Knights.
Entering for the field goal and trying to put the Redskins up on the board. High snap will be picked up and kicked away by number 37, Jack Hughes. However, this kick will be no good as a hush fell over the crowd, and we waited for the call from the officials, and it will be no good. So the Redskins, with a first and goal opportunity, will be prevented of any points on the board on their first offensive drive. 0-0, we stand here as the Knights will take over on a turnover on downs as we are at 7:58 here in our first quarter of play. So as for the Knights offense, they'll take the field. As we take a look at the starting lineups, it will be the quarterback leading the charge in the huddle, number 9, Solomon Robinson. And in the backfield, we have the running back, Shamar Edwards, and fullback, Julian White. So right here we'll have Shamar Edwards taking the carry, and he'll be wrapped up here early on. And looking at the wide receivers, number 2, John Haynes, number 4, Kaleem Corbin, and number 16, Evan Spann. The tight end, number 15, R.J. McNamara. The center, number 68, Noah Boast. Number 55, Noah Fox, the guard. And also the guard, number 66, Eddie Harkins. And the tackles for the Knights offense, number 62, Don Stites, and number 74, Jake Walton. Here is John Haynes running on the far side of your screen and will head out of bounds right in between the chains as he'll pick up a short gain, possibly losing a yard perhaps, as it looked to be he got very close to even passing that line of scrimmage. So we'll stand here at 3rd down, and the Knights will need a early first down conversion here on their first drive. So Robinson will break the huddle along with his offense. 1 wide receiver to your far side of the screen is Evan Spann. 3 wide receivers to your close side of the screen. Robinson will fake the handoff and carry it himself, but he'll be met by Neshaminy and wrapping him up before he can reach the first down. Robinson will lunge but fall short. And it looks like the punting unit will take the field. And the North Penn Knights will have to send the ball back over to Neshaminy.
And Nate Brown re-enters the game for the Knights, so another great player back in the game for the Knights.
The junior Evan Spann will get set to kick it away to number 25, Corey Joyce for Neshaminy. Joyce set up at about the 40-yard line on the other end of the field. And a snap right to the chest of Spann will be punted away. It will take a 1 hop, and Joyce will scoop it up, and he'll carry it passing the 40-yard line and then just jog at about the 45 is where he'll end up. And for Neshaminy, they'll get set at the 48-yard line as the Redskins will look to rebound after their first drive falls unsuccessful after getting to a first and goal opportunity. The Redskins were unable to put up any points on the board after their field goal attempt was missed. And the Redskins are looking to redeem themselves here along with the quarterback, McAndrews. As we take a look at the starting defense for the Knights tonight, their starting lineup includes defensive tackle number 55, Noah Fox. Defensive tackle number 3, Corey Keem. Defensive end are number 15, R.J. McNamara. Number 34, Julian White. Linebackers include number 16, Evan Spann, and number 8, Shamar Edwards, and number 17, Nate Brown. The quarterbacks for tonight are number 2, John Haynes, and number 7, Andy Cole. The strong safety, Eric Laughlin, and the free safety, number 4, Kaleem Corbin. So as the Redskins will pass midfield after the carry by the Redskins backfield, will get set here as McAndrews will take the snap. And he'll hand it off to number 29, Chris James, who will be wrapped up and taken down at the 29-yard line. So the Redskins' run game has been a main impact on this Knights defense. Prashant, what can you expect for the Knights to try and tighten things up as this running game for the Redskins continues to cruise on downfield?
Well, they've had a great run defense the entire year, so I'm not too worried right now. If this were to continue into the second half, then maybe you'd make some adjustments. But right now, keep running your defense and just try to plug up some holes.
McAndrews will get a quick pass off intended for number 25, Corey Joyce, on your far side of the screen. but it'll be out of the reach of Joyce and fall incomplete, rolling out of bounds. And as we sit here with 5 minutes and 33 seconds left in the first quarter, the rain will continue to fall here at Wissahickons Turf Stadium, as we'll definitely see this game continue to be impacted as a slippery turf and a tested throwing game here for the quarterbacks and play calling for the coaches. A low snap picked up by McAndrews, handed off to James, staying on his feet and continue to try to roll. He'll finally be sent out of bounds by Evan Span, and that was Chris James, the main name we've heard here so far tonight, refusing to go down whatsoever and finally being sent out of bounds, but not tackled. So we'll definitely continue to see Chris James push his way and try and make an end zone visit here for the Redskins squad as we stand here at 0-0, passing 5 minutes here in our first quarter of play. It will be 3rd down and 6 from the 25-yard line. 3 wide receivers here far side of the screen. With James next to him, McAndrews will step back. He'll look to his left and then start rolling. On the move, Julian White on the hunt. McAndrews continue to roll, and they will be collided, smashed up by the Knights, as it was Evan Span on the hunt along with Julian White, and they'll take down the Redskins quarterback McAndrews short of the first down. And look to me, McAndrews a little shaken up as he'll head to his sidelines. And heading back to the huddle, the Redskins offense will stay on the field as it will be 4th down and 2. The Redskins needing a conversion here, looking to avoid going another unfortunate drive here on their second drive of the game, falling just short of points on the board. But a false start here will be called. Flags will fall, and it will be number 71, James Kaluboy, charged with the 5-yard penalty. And with 4th down and 7, we'll see if the head coach, Steve Wilmot for Neshaminy, will keep his offense on the field. And it looks to be so. They will keep the offense on the field, and it will be 4th and 7, trying to get this first down. They'll be at the 25-yard line. The snap back to McAndrews. He'll look left and get a pass off. It will be short of Corey Joyce, the intended receiver. Short of the first down, falling incomplete, and it will be a back-to-back turnover on downs for the Redskins offense. So phenomenal coverage by the Knights defense will send their offense back on the field as we reach our 4-minute and 32-second mark on our ball game, as Solomon Robinson and the Knights offense will look to try and work their way across midfield on this drive, their second drive of the contest tonight. In the I formation, Robinson will hand off to Shamar Edwards, who will be wrapped up after a spin move across the line of scrimmage, and he'll stand at the 28-yard line for the Knights. And this backfield for North Penn has been outstanding all season. And obviously the big names, Shamar Edwards, Julian White have been made enforcers as the seniors. But for the underclassmen, it's been R.J. McNamara, Nate Brown taking and carrying the load as well. However, with Nate Brown on the sidelines stretching things out, it was unfortunate to see him go out early. But for the seniors, they're going to look to continue to lead this squad and the backfield for the Knights offense. Robinson will get a pass off intended for Evan Span, but unfortunately out of his reach, just above his head on your close side of the screen. So North Penn will head back to the huddle here with 3rd down and 8. From their own 28, it will be number 7, Andy Cole, coming into the huddle, subbing out for number Christian Torlo. So for the Knights, they'll need to back up here and try and redeem themselves after that first drive proved unsuccessful on their first down conversion. They're looking to try and get it back here. Robinson will roll back. He'll get a quick pass off to R.J. McNamara. Crossing the 30, he'll be tripped up. Phenomenal chase down tackle by number 5, Ole Manzik, will prevent the first down for the Knights as R.J. McNamara will be tripped up and tackled at the 30-yard line. And North Penn will be forced to send the ball again away on a punt. Back-to-back punts for Evan Span. And it will be Chris James back downfield for the Redskins. Span will kick it away. High punt into the night sky. Fair catch called. And it was number 25, Corey Joyce, on the reception, and he'll stand at the 35-yard line, where the Redskins offense, for their third drive here in the first quarter, with 3 minutes left to play, Neshaminy will get set to start it off here with their quarterback leading the charge, number 12, Brody McAndrew. With 2 wide receivers on your close side of the screen, McAndrew is set up in the shotgun formation, something we've seen plenty of tonight for Neshaminy. They'll hand off to number 25 is Chris James on your far side of the screen. He'll try and surge his way up the middle, but the Knights will respond and keep him to a 1-yard gain by the captain, number 55, Noah Fox, for the Knights defense. And you see Noah Fox with that arm cast as he came back in the second to last game of the regular season following the injury. And he's definitely been a key name, welcomed back extremely by this Knights defense, as he has been mentioned plenty of in the articles and coverages we've had for these games. And a timeout here will stop play. Timeout called by Neshaminy as we stand here with 2 minutes and 24 seconds left in our first quarter of action tonight. Once again, I'm Eric Jesberger up in the booth here at Wissahickons Turf Stadium alongside Prashant Jobin-Putra, as it is 6A quarterfinal playoff matchup here between the visiting Neshaminy Redskins and home North Penn Knights. And as the rain will continue to fall, it was pretty heavy coming down in warm-ups, slowing up a little bit, I guess you could say, here as the game and kickoff got underway. But this rain will definitely continue to play an impact in the play calling by the coaches, whether to send the ball on the ground in the rushing game we've seen plenty of tonight, or have the quarterback test his secondary and try and launch a ball downfield, which has been the go-to for this Knights offense when things got kind of quiet. And Solomon Robinson has answered so well all season. So, Prashant, what can you say, how that's going to impact this game tonight, and whether Coach Beck is going to look for Solomon Robinson some of the big passing plays?
Well, we've been through the rain games a few times this season, and it's been run game until the fourth quarter, and then they might start turning around. Big play right there.
There it is, right on cue. However, it will be the Redskins testing the secondary, and it will be McAndrews connecting with Ole Manzik on the reception downfield. With a gain of 37, it will move the chains all the way down to the 25-yard line, and the Redskins are right back in North Penn territory, looking to redeem themselves here on this third drive and try and put points up on the board. 2 minutes left here in our first quarter play. McAndrews will get set with one man in the backfield, and it will be Manzik on the carry, passing the 20-yard line. He'll then be wrapped up by John Haynes on the coverage for North Penn, and Manzik will be spiraled down to the turf at the 15-yard line. So for the Redskins, their pass connection will now put the rushing game back at work, and it will be Manzik taking that last carry. And as for the Redskins, they'll sit here at the 15-yard line. And Prashant, what can you expect here from this North Penn defense and how they're looking to respond? They've done so far on the last 2 drives, but right here, third time might be a charm for the Redskins.
Well, like you said, they've held the Redskins up, not there at least, but, they've held them from getting a touchdown, and, with slippery conditions, that's all you can really do, and hope the field goal doesn't go in.
Yeah, they had the tough test early on that first drive. They were first and goal, and the Knights were able to prevent them from making an end zone visit, and then also the field goal being missed. And as we click here to a minute in our first quarter, it will be McAndrews trying to lead the Redskins in white and red into the end zone. 2 wide receivers on your far side of the screen. 1 man in the backfield. It'll be Ole Manzik. Similar carry. He'll rush to the right side, close side of the screen, and will be taken down, hardly tackled by Shamar Edwards on the coverage. And for the Redskins, they'll get set here at 3rd and 1. About a leap away from the end zone, looking to cross the goal line. And we'll look to see if Manzik will take that carry once again here for the Redskins backfield. As for the Knights, they're looking to prevent this score here for Neshaminy as we get to 13 seconds and ticking. McAndrews will step back and he'll give it off to Manzik, who's able to keep control of the handoff and lunge his way across the goal line into the end zone. And it will be the Neshaminy Redskins striking first on their 3rd drive of the ball game. 3rd time's the charm, and the Redskins will take it home to the house. 6-0, the Redskins lead, and they'll look to tally up a 7th point here as Jack Hughes, number 37, will get set to kick it up, looking to add on the extra point to the Redskins touchdown. Missing a field goal earlier on in the game. This kick will be blocked. Number 22 for the Knights with a lunging stop. Dakari Luby, the sophomore, showing off his speed and will keep the Redskins to only 6 on the touchdown, blocking the extra point attempt. And Luby will head to the sidelines with plenty of hugs and high fives after that great stop. And we'll check out the replay here as it was Manzik with the touchdown, lunging his way, beating the coverage across the line of scrimmage. But as for the block, the Knights able to answer back to the touchdown as it was the Carby Luby laying out, coming from a close side screen and blocking the extra point attempt by Jack Hughes. So as the Knights are looking to grab a little bit of momentum coming off of giving up that touchdown, the Redskins will get set to kick it away, where the seniors John Haynes and Kaleem Corbin will be set all the way down on the right side of your screen for the Knights in their navy blue jerseys tonight. As the Redskins getting set to kick it away, we'll be at 7 seconds left here in the first quarter of action tonight, as the Redskins will lead 6-0 after Manzik will make the first end zone visit here in our ball game tonight. Jack Hughes will take 2 strides and a line drive kick. Will take 1 hop and scooped up by John Haynes. Fielding the ground ball, he'll take it at the far side of your screen and will burst through his first man-hole meet, but then be wrapped up crossing the 30-yard line. The Knights offense will head onto the field as the quarterback Solomon Robinson will look to redeem themselves here in this 3rd drive for the North Penn offense. With a second left here in our first quarter of play, the Knights will get set to get going as Robinson will head from the sidelines to the huddle after getting his play call from head coach Dick Beck in his 17th season coaching this Knights squad. And with another playoff appearance, he's looking to cruise his team here into round 3 of playoffs. But first, they got to get by this tough Neshaminy squad. And back to the action. It will be McNamara behind Robinson. And McNamara will be met immediately by Neshaminy and swallowed up by the Redskins. Immediately answered by the tackle of Mason Demi for the Redskins. That will wrap up our first quarter of action here at Wissahickons Turf Stadium. And as for the score, it's 6-0, the Redskins lead. The Redskins wearing their white jerseys and red uniforms tonight. On the right side of the screen, it's the North Penn Knights in their navy blue and Columbia jerseys and helmets. Looking a little bit about how the teams got here, North Penn is coming off a 26-16 win over the Ridley Green Raiders here, where they played last week at the same venue at Wissahickons Turf Stadium. And as for the Redskins, last game, the Neshaminy Redskins hosted and defeated Haverford last week, 35-7 in their first round playoff matchup. So they took it to their opponents and were able to come out with the win as they went into halftime with a 21-0 lead. And they definitely did not look back as they stayed on the gas pedal. And as for this game tonight, they're going to look to try and do the same as they did last week here, now against this Knights squad. And before we can get to our second quarter of play, it will be a timeout for North Penn as Coach Beck will head out to his huddle and converse about this upcoming drive. Also looking at, as Prasham, you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, North Penn on an undefeated record. They come into tonight at 11-0, including the regular season matchup and their round one matchup last week against Ridley. What can you expect? A little bit of swagger from this Knights squad coming into tonight after they came out of a nail-biting victory all the way back in week one against this very same Neshaminy football team.
Well, they've grown a lot since then. You're talking about a team that just relied on the run the entire game. And Solomon Robinson has grown as a player, and as a result from that, the pass game has grown as well, and they've carried it into the postseason. Talking about last game, big touchdown to Shamar Edwards and a big touchdown to Evan Spin. It was a great performance by him last week.
With Nate Brown to his right, Robinson will fake the handoff and try to connect here with Shamar Edwards. However, on the coverage, number 11, Emmanuel Ampofo, will sniff that pass attempt out on your close side screen and swat it away. Almost intercepted as Ampofo looked to pick off the pass from Robinson. But fortunately for North Bend, he will be unable to do so and keep this drive going for the Knights offense. As we sit here at 11 minutes and 54 seconds on our clock here in the second quarter play. It will be 3rd down and 9 for North Penn. Robinson in the shotgun formation. McNamara to his right, and a flag will fall at midfield, right by where the logo would be, and a delay of game against North Penn will be called and send the Knights back another 5 yards. And very unfortunate as North Penn looking to try and get a first down and a fresh set of downs. They'll get set back even further. So for Robinson, he's going to have to try and work his team even farther to get that first down. Through obviously your far side of the screen. Robinson stepping up in the huddle. He'll connect with John Haynes staying on his feet and trying to cross midfield. And he'll be wrapped up, losing his shoe on the catch. But he'll do his job as Solomon Robinson is able to connect with his fellow senior, John Haynes, for the first down. And a phenomenal completion, passing catch between Robinson and Haynes will pick up a fresh set of downs on the 3rd down conversion for North Penn with an 18-yard passing catch and a first down for the Knights. So with this fresh set of downs, Robinson will hand off to Shamar Edwards, bursting up the middle with a burst of speed. He'll keep cruising there, will be spun around and wrapped up by number 11, Emmanuel Ampofo. But the Knights getting that momentum as they've had all season. Once they get one big play, it just is a downhill snowball effect against their opposing defense. And right here on the carry, as you see on your screen, Shamar Edwards bursting up right through the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up another double-digit carry. And right now the Knights offense is cruising. In the I formation, it'll be McNamara and Edwards in the backfield. And however, this time the Redskins sniffing things out, reading the Knights like a book on that one, as they'll send the Knights back 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, as they'll be able to wrap up Shamar Edwards, who actually, correction, looked like he was able to spin around and pick up and avoid losing any yards, as he'll be set up at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 10 here as the Knights offense, led by Solomon Robinson, will look to try and push closer to the end zone. 10:35 and ticking here in our second quarter play, as the Knights will get set for their offensive drive. Shamar Edwards receiving the pitch from Robinson. He'll be tripped up and fall on his back at the 31-yard line. Shamar Edwards will fall short of the first down, and it will be a 3rd down here for the Knights. So Prasham here, another 3rd down opportunity. What are you expecting here from this Knights offense and the play calling from head coach Dick Beck.
Well, it's not third and long. Third and about 4, maybe 5. I think they're going to let Solomon Robinson maybe keep it and try to pick up the first down on the ground.
Yeah, right here, Robinson in the shotgun formation. He'll hand it off to Shamar Edwards and able to avoid the initial tackle. However, unless they give him forward progress, looked to be he fell short of that first down. So we'll get set here to get the verdict. And he will fall short. So it'll be 4th and 1, perhaps 4th and inches here for the Knights offense. But as we know Coach Beck so too well, he's going to give Solomon Robinson the ball and then trust in his offense to pick up this yard and give the Knights a first down.
Yeah,
4th and short here. And the Robinson quarterback with his backfield in the I formation. He'll hand off to Edwards, and with plenty of room and plenty of yards, he'll cross the first down marker and pick up about 6 on the carry. Shamar Edwards first down and a fresh set of downs as the Knights will be set here with a 8-yard carry by the senior Shamar Edwards. At the 19-yard line, this offense will get set to continue the cruise as Edwards will head to the sidelines and Corbin will head back in for him. At the 19-yard line, an I formation set up once again for the Knights backfield. Wide receivers to either side of your screen. Robinson will hand off to Corbin, but he'll be wrapped up by Neshaminy in the backfield. Number 88 on the tackle, Bobby Buckeyes, and number 11, Emmanuel Ampofo, able to gobble up Corbin and have the Knights take a loss on that last carry. So as for Robinson, he'll get set here along the line of scrimmage. 2 men in the backfield and 1 lone wide receiver on your far side screen. That's Evan Spann. Robinson will hand off to RJ McNamara, but almost deja vu. It's the Redskins once again with back-to-back stops on the Knights rushing game and will force a loss on the Knights backfield. So 3rd and 11 for North Penn. And Prashant, once again, you got to expect the Knights to send the ball in the air for first down and long.
Yeah, and look for the corner of the end zone. That seems to have been working with them with Evan Spann and John Haynes. As we'll see, it looks like Evan Spann is going to be on the near side of the field.
1 lone wide receiver on your far side screen, 3 to your close side. Robinson will receive the blitz, but he'll get a pass off to RJ McNamara. And lunging across, did he get that first down? I believe he did. But we'll look to get the verdict from the officials and perhaps bring the chains onto the field to get the measurements right. And right there, undisputed, a 12-yard catch and pass. Robinson connecting with RJ McNamara will pick up a first down, and it will be 1st and goal for North Penn as they'll get set here at the 8-yard line as we pass our 7-minute mark left here in our first half of action. Robinson will hand off to Edwards, trying to find an answer up the middle. However, no hole there for him to get through, as Edwards will be wrapped up immediately by number 88, once again, Bobby Buckeyes, the senior defensive lineman for Neshaminy, will provide an answer against this Knights rushing game. So with 6 minutes and now 30 seconds on the clock, Evan Spann will sub in for Corey Keem here for the Knights in the huddle for their offense.
Corey Keem still wearing his cast as he was injured a few weeks back, but he's been a force even with it.
Robinson will roll and he'll tuck it himself immediately, and he'll come lunge across the goal line. It's Solomon Robinson, the quarterback, and he'll tie things up and find the end zone for his first time tonight. Solomon Robinson with 6 minutes and 5 seconds left here in our first half of action. He'll find the end zone, and the Knights will tie things up 6-6 as Ayub Chirati will head onto the field looking to take the lead for the Knights for the first time tonight on this extra kick opportunity. So here looking to put up the extra point. It will be Nate Brown with the hold and Ayub Chirati getting set to kick it away. Snap back with the right leg. He'll kick it up. And it will be good, staying just within that left goalpost. It's the Knights picking up their first lead of the night as their touchdown with Solomon Robinson lunging across the end zone on the carry and then capped off by Ayub Chirati's extra point kick. The Knights will take the lead 7-6 for the first time here tonight with 6:05 left in our first half of action at the Wissahickon Turf Stadium. So, Prashant, what can you say about that last carry by Solomon Robinson and how he's such a main enforcer, not only when he's throwing the ball, he's got that great arm strength, but when he runs the ball, it might be even better.
Well, we've seen it all season. Solomon's doing it both ways, as you just mentioned, and you see right there he's getting his touchdowns, and he's done it all season, like I just said, and he picks up first downs, so fights for the extra yards. He won't go down sliding. He'll get tackled.
So Ayub Chirati, the senior for North Penn, will get set to kick it away to the Redskins, who will receive a downfield on your right side of your screen. Line drive kick will take 2 bounces and roll out of bounds. And a flag on the field. North Penn will pick up a sloppy penalty right there. But as for the Redskins, they'll get set to begin their 4th drive of the contest tonight. They picked up a touchdown their last drive and put up 6 on the board. However, their extra point attempt was unable to be successful. However, it was Ole Manzik taking much of the carry for the Redskins backfield. So we'll most likely see a similar story here as the Redskins will get set to begin their drive at 6:05 left in our first half of action. Up the middle, it's James on the carry. He'll lunge across in midfield as it was number 7, Andy Cole, on the wrap up and tackle. And the Redskins will get set at the 49-yard line, already in the Knights' territory. Brody McAndrews, the quarterback for the Redskins, will get set here with 3 wide receivers on your close side of your screen, 1 man behind him in the backfield. McAndrews will hand off to James, and he'll be tugged from behind, staying on his feet, and then finally wrapped up. There was number 8, Shamar Edwards, on the tackle. As looked to be, he continued to try to hunt him down, unable to wrap him up on the first initial attempt, but then staying right on him and finally wrapping him up was Shamar Edwards, as he'll wrap him up at the 45-yard line. It will be 2nd and 6 for Neshaminy. 2 wide receivers on your close side of your screen, 2 men behind McAndrews. Once again handing it off, but this time James will find no answer up the middle as the Knights defense and line of scrimmage coverage will immediately stop James on his rushing attempt and prevent him from trying to pick up that first down. So it'll be 3rd and 5 for Neshaminy with 4 minutes and 45 seconds and ticking left in our first half of action. The crowd is on their feet here in this rainy weather as the bleachers roar. It's McAndrews in the shotgun formation. He'll step back on the far side of the screen. He'll connect with Ole Manzik. First down for the Redskins as a quick pass stutter step move by Manzik will beat John Haynes on the coverage, and Neshaminy will pick up a first down and a fresh set of downs here as they will get set at the 34-yard line here in North Penn territory. In the shotgun formation again, McAndrews will get set up with 3 wide receivers on a close side screen. He'll field the low snap and hand it off to number 29, Chris James, who will do what he can on the late handoff pickup. And it will be wrapped up with about a gain of 2 on your far side of the screen. Tackled by number 17, the junior for the Knights, Nate Brown. And from the 33-yard line, McAndrews will head back to the huddle and pick up his play from his head coach, And as for Neshaminy, they're looking to try and take back this lead here at 3 minutes and 50 seconds left, trailing by 1 at a score of 7-6, the Knights lead. McAndrews will hand it off to James, and with a spin move, nothing else after that, as he'll be wrapped up by North Penn. Nate Brown on back-to-back tackles for the Knights defense, providing an answer against the Redskins backfield and rushing game. It's been a little bit quiet here for the Redskins backfield. And Nate Brown's definitely a main enforcer. Prashant, what can you say real quick about the underclassmen's performance, especially guys such as Nate Brown and RJ McNamara for this Knight squad?
Well, like I said before, both of them are tremendous players at the linebacker position. They made the team as a freshman and hasn't looked back since, and they're going to get
right on cue. RJ McNamara trying to reach down. However, McAndrews staying on his feet. He'll toss a pass to your back right corner of the end zone, but unable to connect with the wide receiver. As it looked to be number 25, Corey Joyce, the intended target. However, right on cue as you were talking about him, RJ McNamara brought the rush and set McAndrews all the way back to about midfield before McAndrews was just able to avoid that tackle. As we'll check it out on your screen again, he crossed just about the 50-yard line. Corey Keem trying to catch up with him, and McAndrews just able to get a pass away, but falling incomplete. It will be 4th down. The Redskins offense will stay on the field. 3 wide receivers on your close side screen, and head coach Dick Beck will call a timeout for North Penn with 2 minutes and 55 seconds left in our first half of action. The Knights lead 7-6. As once again, I'm Eric Jesberger alongside Prashant Joe Bamputra here up in the booth at Wissahickons Turf Stadium. As where our venue changed from Crawford Stadium here to Wissahickons Turf Stadium due to the downpours and unfortunate non-stop rain in the forecast. As we are short North Penn back at home, it is swamped, that stadium. But right here, it's a little soaked and a little slippery on the turf here at Wissahickon. But we still got Friday night lights and a great football matchup tonight as the postseason continues to heat up. Unfortunately, the weather has not. As we get set to resume play, once again, it is 6A quarterfinal playoff matchup here between the Neshaminy Redskins and North Penn Knights. Neshaminy on the right side of the screen in their white and red uniforms, their red helmets, and on the left side of the screen is the North Penn Knights in their navy blue jerseys and Columbia blue helmets. 4th down. The Redskins need a conversion. McAndrews will roll back. He'll toss to the right, and he'll be smacked away by the junior, RJ McNamara, as he was able to swat McAndrews' pass intended for number 25, Corey Choice. And it'll be the 3rd turnover on downs forced on this Redskins offense and forced by the Knights defense tonight. So with 2 minutes and 51 seconds left here in our first half of action, Solomon Robinson and the Knights offense will look to try and work their way all the way back downfield as they'll start at their own 31-yard line, looking to try and tack on to their 1-point lead before heading to the locker room at halftime. They lead 7-6. Robinson set up in the shotgun formation. McNamara to his left, and McNamara will take the carry and then be wrapped up, picking up about a gain of 3 before RJ McNamara is wrapped up by the Neshaminy line of scrimmage. So Prashant working down field for North Penn, and on that last drive, Solomon Robinson was able to show off a little bit what he has against this Neshaminy secondary. What can you look forward to? What do you expect here from the play calling from head coach Dick Beck?
I wouldn't be surprised to see a deep toss down the field, or you see Solomon keep it there. But, only 2:09 left in the second quarter. Try to get down the red zone and maybe work some magic in there.
So with the stoppage of play, it looked to be Neshaminy was saying they had the ball, as perhaps it went loose after Robinson hit the turf. But the officials will stand with their call, saying it will continue with North Penn's possession. So as Robinson will be feeded his play call from the sideline, we stand here at a minute 38 and ticking here in our first half of action. At the 33-yard line, Robinson in the shotgun formation. He'll receive the snap and look to your close side, and it will be picked off by Neshaminy on the layout catch. The Redskins will force a turnover, number 42. Connor Moss on the interception, picked off at the Knights' own 33-yard line. And the Redskins will take over with a minute 25 left in our first half of play. And Robinson looking to your close side screen, trying to connect with Junior Evans Span. However, Moss was all over it, read the play, sniffed it out, and a phenomenal catch as he was able to keep that ball just up above the turf and hold on to possession, bringing his Redskins offense back onto the field, trying to take back this lead. As a minute and the clock will continue to tick, it's McAndrews connecting with Joyce. The Knights unable to still bring him down. And finally, Joyce will be brought down on about the Knights' 5th tackle attempt on Corey Joyce. And the Redskins will pick up a first down as the clock will reach a minute 12 left in our first half of play. Timeout called by, looks to be the Redskins, as Neshaminy will call a timeout. Their head coach, Steve Wilma, has to be ecstatic after the interception, and then coming right out after that pickoff, they're going to get a quick pass off from McAndrews connecting with Joyce, and the Redskins are knocking on the door here, trying to take back this lead against this Knights defense tonight. So for Prasham now, what are you thinking Wilma's talking about with his team? You know, they're cruising quite a bit. Their passing game has been exceptional so far tonight, and their rushing game has delivered when they've needed to. Right now, what are you expecting the play call to be?
Well, with a minute 12 left, I think they try to at least get it inside the 10 before you think about rushing it again. So I expect at least a pass to get them inside the 10, if not in the red zone. In the end zone.
Yeah, it's been working well. So with 2 wide receivers on either side of them, McAndrews will roll back and will send the ball, spike it into the ground, as it was intended for number 5, Ole Manzik. The Knights bringing the blitz will force an incomplete pass. So North Penn has showed that exceptional pass pressure throughout the season with the blitz and their line of scrimmage bursting through their opposition's offensive line. And right there, they were able to enforce that and force an incomplete pass from McAndrews. So back to the action. McAndrews will get set in the shotgun formation once again here on the formation for the Redskins. 1 low wide receiver to your far side screen, that's Joyce. And McAndrews will be loose ball, but fortunately for him, it will fall right next to him, and he'll be able to pick it up as he hit the ground. But for the Knights, Corey Kime with the sack, forcing the Redskins all the way back to the 39-yard line. The clock will stop at 57 seconds left, and with a timeout here called by Neshaminy, they'll head back to the playbook after Corey Kime, the junior for North Penn. An exceptional stop will force the Neshaminy Redskins quiet on their side of the field. And looking back at that replay, you see the Knights bring that defense and that pass pressure once again. And they'll defeat McAndrews, and that's what it was. It was fortunate for McAndrews that as soon as that ball came loose, he looked back, and the ball was already bouncing right back up to him. With a football, you know, when you're playing in the backyard, in the driveway, when you're throwing the ball around, you don't know where that's going to bounce. It'll be a ground ball taking a bat out right up at your face or go right down through your legs. So right there, fortunately for McAndrews, he'll keep possession for Neshaminy and continue to work this drive with under a minute left. He'll hand off to your far side of the screen. It's Joyce on the carry. And then as a huddle will form around Joyce and a scrum will send him to the turf, the Knights will wrap up Joyce on the carry with 38 seconds and ticking left in our first half of play. Neshaminy's looking to try and get back up on the scoreboard and try and take back the lead as they trail by 1. The Knights leading 7-6. McAndrews in the shotgun formation. He'll step back and start the roll to close side screen. Corey Kime on the hunt again. Julian White will be laid out. McAndrews then will have to step out of bounds as Julian White was hit hard behind the play. And definitely a little frustration from Julian White and the Knights sideline after Julian White got hit hard. And we could take a look back at that.
16.
McAndrews was able to work his way out of bounds and stop the clock at 16 seconds. However, doing their job, the Knights defense will force Neshaminy to turn the ball over on downs, and the Knights will wrap it up with Solomon Robinson taking a knee and sending both squads to the locker room here at Wissahickons Turf Stadium. The Knights leading 7-6 after an exceptional first half of play. Robinson finding the end zone on a lunge carry across the sidelines. Ole Manzik was able to find the end zone for the Redskins. That's where we stand, 7-6. Stay tuned for second half action with the Knights leading over Neshaminy 7-6 in our quarterfinal matchup tonight.
The North Penn School District is now using Safe Arrival, an easy-to-use attendance reporting system. Now there are 3 ways you can report your child's absence. The first way is through your smartphone or mobile device with the School Messenger app. Just go to the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store and download the app. Just create an account with an email we have on file for you. Select attendance and then report your child's absence. The second way is to use the Safe Arrival website, go.schoolmessenger.com. Sign up for an account, select attendance, and then report your child's absence. The third way is to call the toll-free number at 888-239-8495 and follow the prompts using the automated phone system. Now, parents and guardians are able to report absences 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's never been easier. For more information, visit npen.org.
Good evening and welcome back to tonight's coverage of high school football action on North Penn Television. You're tuned in here on Comcast Channel 28, Rod Channel 29, or live on our YouTube feed. I'm Eric Jessberger alongside Prasham Joe Bampucher, and taking a look back at our first half action. It was scores for the Redskins. They got on the board first after Ole Manzik found the end zone, but then his extra point was blocked by Dakari Luby of the Knights. North Penn then responded and got onto the board with a Solomon Robinson rushing touchdown as he crossed and lunged across the goal line as he tied up 6-6 and then capped off by an Ayub Charati extra point, put the Knights up 7-6, and that's where we stand here as we get set to begin our second half action here in our 6A quarterfinal playoff matchup between the visiting Neshaminy Redskins and home North Penn Knights here at Wissahickons Turf Stadium. Due to the downpour scheduled in our forecast tonight, this game got moved from North Penn's Crawford Stadium to Wissahickons Turf Stadium. And however, it might be a different venue, but for the Knights, they're looking to defend this lead and try and cruise on into the next round of their playoff matchup and put another win in the W column on their season tonight against the Redskins. All the way back in week 1 was the last matchup. These two teams faced off at Heartbreak Ridge at Neshaminy High School. And for North Penn, they came out with a nail-biting victory by a score 34-33 in double overtime. So now here on a brisk November night, Neshaminy will get set to kick it away and kick off our second half action. The Knights leading 7-6. It's John Haynes starting off the carry for North Penn. Correction, it's Kaleem Corbin, and he refuses to go down and will finally be wrapped up at the 30-yard line. And right at that marker, that's where North Penn's offense will take the field, led by quarterback number 9, Solomon Robinson. And in that first half action, Prashant, what can you kind of summarize from this offense for North Penn and how they were able to come out with the lead of 7-6?
Well, the run game hasn't been as impactful as it usually has been. You know, Shamar and Julian have been held to minimal gain so far, and we'll see if they can turn that around.
Yeah, right there, Shamar Edwards taking the carry on the first drive here of this second half action here in the third quarter. He'll pick up about 4 yards and be set at the 35-yard line, as it will be 2nd and 6 from the 35. And North Penn's backfield has been a bit quiet. Shamar Edwards has been able to pull out a couple phenomenal rushes, especially through the line of scrimmage early on in the second quarter. But for right now, it's been Solomon Robinson doing a phenomenal job passing the ball and also picking up that rushing touchdown to wrap up the first half of action and give the Knights a 7-6 lead they hold right now. And down on the field will be a backfield named Shamar Edwards. He'll get up slow and hobble to the huddle. And Julian White will come out and sub out for Shamar Edwards. Edwards will head to the sideline and be checked out, favoring his left leg as he'll hobble to the sidelines where he'll be checked out. But back to the action. Julian White now in, along with another man in the backfield. It'll be handed off to White, but immediately Neshaminy will swallow up Julian White behind the line of scrimmage and send him back for a loss. And it looked to be Neshaminy reading that out immediately and bringing the hit. Number 32, Luke Hitchens, was the answer right for Julian White before he even had a second to cross that line of scrimmage. And for the Knights, they'll have to bring their punting unit out, and it will be number 16, the junior, Evan Spann, getting set to kick it away to Neshaminy's number 25, Corey Joyce, who will receive the low snap as Evan Spann kicking it away. And he'll just send a line drive, one hopper out of play, rolling out at the 45-yard line. That's where the ball will be set on Neshaminy's own end of the field, and that's where the Redskins will get started with their first drive of the second half. They trail by 1 to the Knights leading 7-6. And their offense is led by quarterback number 12, Brody McAndrews, who had an exceptional first half of action. And that was also followed up by the backfield, bringing in the main impact here in the ball game tonight. And the main name has been number 5, Ole Manzik, along with number 29, Chris James. That's been the backfield for the Redskins and has been performing outstanding tonight with their rushes. And even though they've been unable to find the end zone throughout the first 3 drives, it was Neshaminy knocking on the door to the end zone before that third time was the charm, and they were able to finally put up some points on the board. So from McAndrews, he'll take the snap and hand it off to James, who will be gobbled up, and his helmet will be sent straight into the turf. On the hunt, number 55, Noah Fox. Correction, that's R.J. McNamara, the junior, with the tackle, and will wrap up James at the 48-yard line, where the Redskins will be forced to have a loss and be getting ready to get their second down underway. 2nd and 12 for the Redskins offense. And Prashant, real quick, what can you mention about, for the Redskins side of the ball, what can you say about their offense and for their backfield being a main impact in that first half of play?
Well, they got big runs just like this one. It's a nice gain right there. And, they got a lot of big runs in that first half. So if they can continue that, keep trying to get in the red zone. They got in the red zone quite a few times, but that's when the nice defense started to hold their ground and keep them out of the end zone except for the one time. But, if they can keep doing that, you're going to put points on the board.
And, yeah, wrapping up that first half of action with about a minute left, Robinson was looking for a pass for Evan Spann, and it was picked off by the Redskins defense and put Neshaminy at the 35-yard line on the Knights' own end of the field. However, the Redskins were unable to convert as McAndrews was forced out of the pocket, and Corey Kime was able to force him to turn the ball over. So right here, a similar kind of look after that play, and it's McAndrews heading to the sidelines. He'll tiptoe his way out of bounds, possibly just at about the line of scrimmage. But for the Redskins, they'll be forced to bring their punting unit on, as both teams will exchange punts and send it over to the other team's possession, as we stand at 8 minutes and 20 seconds left here in our third quarter of play.
An important note to mention is that I was on the field before the game trying Nick and Tree, and all of a sudden Eric Laughlin, the senior, came over with an injury. He is out for the game. He is on crutches right now.
A high snap will be picked up and kicked away by number 12, Brody McAndrews. And it will keep rolling, and Neshaminy will let this roll on closer to the end zone and finally scooped up by the Redskins. And that's where the Knights will be marked down at the 16-yard line. Solomon Robinson will head back on the field along with Shamar Edwards as he'll come back after he hobbled his way to the sidelines on that last drive for North Penn. And the Knights will get things started here deep in their own end of the field. But something we can look forward to as Robinson's has been able to work his team well down the field very quick. And it's something we've seen not only in the first half of action tonight, but all season. So for the Knights offense, it will be 2 men in the backfield, 2 wide receivers here close side of screen. Robinson will fake the handoff to Edwards, and he'll look long, trying to connect, and tipped away. And that looked to be, number 10, Logan Williamson, showing off the vertical hops and batted that away with his left hand on the reach. And it looked to be after he made that stop, it looked to be favored his left side, perhaps injuring himself a little bit, but doing his job after Robinson looked downfield for an intended receiver for North Penn. However, it will fall to the turf incomplete, and it will be 2nd and 10 for the Knights at their own 18-yard line. Robinson set back in the shotgun formation. He'll be the lone man back there with 2 wide receivers on your far side of the screen, 3 wide receivers on your close side. Robinson rolls back. He'll look to his left and then be on the move. And the Neshaminy will bring down Robinson with the sack. I thought the ball came loose for a second there, but Robinson doing his job and just keeping possession. However, he'll take the toll there, losing about 6 yards on the sack by Neshaminy's incoming blitz, as their passing pressure will bring down Robinson and force the Knights for a 3rd down and long, getting closer and closer to their own end zone as they are deep in their own end of the field. The Neshaminy players will sub out, and now we'll get ready to start our action. 2 wide receivers either side of Robinson, and a stoppage of play, and a timeout for Neshaminy will be called, slowing down the game, and will send both teams to the playbook as the rain continues to fall here at the Wissahickon Turf Stadium. We'll get ready to begin and continue our 3rd quarter action. We stand at 7 minutes and 14 seconds left in our 3rd quarter of play tonight. Once again, I'm Eric Jessberger alongside Prasham Jobin-Putra here in the booth at Wissahickon's Turf Stadium for the 6A quarterfinal playoff matchup, where the Knights lead the Neshaminy Redskins 7-6. The Knights on the left side of your screen in their navy blue jerseys with Columbia blue helmets, and the Neshaminy Redskins on the right side of your screen in their white uniforms and red helmets. For a 3rd down and long, the Knights need a conversion, and it'll be Robinson in the shotgun. He'll take it and tuck it himself. Rolling to your close side screen, Neshaminy will swarm him up and send him hard to the turf. Number 5, the man for Neshaminy, Ole Manzik with the sack, as he will bring down Robinson well behind the line of scrimmage and send the punting unit on the field for North Penn. And Prashant, what can you say about that last play and perhaps what Robinson and the Knights were looking for, which just wasn't executed well?
Well, that was a similar play to the touchdown run, and that time they just snuffed it out.
Evan Spann will kick it away, and it will fall into the arms of number 25, Corey Joyce, and he'll continue on the move and be finally wrapped up. It's R.J. McNamara on the tackle at midfield, where the Redskins offense will head back onto the field, led by number 12, the quarterback, Brody McAndrews, for the Redskins, now looking to try and take back the lead, as they've been unable to do so on their first drive of the second half, as they'll get a chance to redeem themselves here well within, as they are at the midfield of North Penn's territory. With 2 wide receivers on your close side of your screen, it will be Chris James behind him in the backfield. McAndrews will get set in the shotgun. He'll receive the low snap and hand it off to James. James rolling. He'll reach the 40-yard line and then be wrapped up by Andy Cole and Shamar Edwards on the tackle for the Knights. As the rushing game continues to be a go-to for Neshaminy, they'll work their way across midfield and be set here at the 42-yard line. Brody McAndrews will get set in the shotgun formation once again. He's been there all night, as I can't remember the last time he was actually up towards the line of scrimmage taking a snap. So from the shotgun, he'll hand it off to James. James will find a little bit of room to your close side screen, and then he'll be met by Shamar Edwards, and be shoved out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. The Redskins rushing game continues to move on, and at the 35-yard line, that's where they'll be with 5 minutes and 44 seconds left here in the third quarter of play. After a 9-yard rush, we'll pick up a fresh set of downs and a first down for Neshaminy. McAndrews in the shotgun. James behind him and 2 wide receivers on either side of him. He'll hand off to James. James pushing up the middle, bursting through the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up about 5 yards on the carry and inch the Redskins closer and closer to the end zone and a lead back in tonight's ballgame. Second down and 5 for Neshaminy, as McAndrews will receive his play call from the head coach on the other side of your screen, Steve Wilmot for Neshaminy, and disperse the huddle. Wide receiver to either side of him. He'll hand off to James. James finding a hole up the middle, then it will be gobbled up by Shamar Edwards and Noah Fox on the tackle, as the Knights defense is being a bit exposed by this rushing game here for Neshaminy. As the Redskins will pick up another first down. It will be first down and 10 here at the 21-yard line in North Penn territory. Neshaminy knocking on the door here for the first time in the second half of play. One man in the backfield. McAndrews will hand off to James. James will beat the initial tackle as R.J. McNamara tried to lay him out in the backfield, but James was able to tiptoe around him. However, he'll be met by a fellow junior for North Penn, Nate Brown, on the tackle. But continuing to pick up the progression and the yards across the line of scrimmage is this Neshaminy backfield, and it's all about the man, number 29, Chris James, so far here for this Neshaminy backfield. But right now we have Ole Manzik in the I formation. One lone wide receiver on your far side screen for the Redskins. They'll hand off to Manzik. He'll carry it on your far side screen, but it is R.J. McNamara, the junior, wrapping up Manzik and answering, sending him down to the turf, where perhaps if that tackle is not made, Ole Manzik is able to jog his way on your far side screen just within the pylon and into the end zone. As we'll check it out again, you see perhaps John Haynes might have been able to meet him, but the coverage by Neshaminy on that rushing attempt might have been able to provide enough coverage for Manzik to find his way into the end zone. However, North Penn, able to avoid it, will force Neshaminy here. Third down and 8 to go for the first down. With 3 minutes and 20 seconds and ticking, it will be handed off to Manzik. He'll hurdle his own player, trying to fight his way across to the first down, unable to do so. It's the Knights building a brick wall in front of that first down, and the blockade will stop the man Ole Manzik and force a fourth down, and it looks to be the field goal unit will come onto the field for Neshaminy as they'll look to try and grab this lead back here on this field goal attempt. It will be number 37, Jack Hughes. Missed a field goal attempt earlier on in the game. It was closer than this opportunity, but right here he'll get set. And correction, the offense will stay on the field for Neshaminy, as it will be Brody McAndrews in the shotgun formation. Fourth down and the crowd roaring. McAndrews rolls back. He'll view his sights, view his options, and then here comes North Penn on the blitz. McAndrews will get a pass off, and it looked to be intended for number 9, Zach Kennemore, but no answer for Neshaminy, as the ball will fall incomplete, And another turnover on downs will be forced by the Knights defense. We will stand here at 2 minutes and 21 seconds. The Knights leading 7-6 as Robinson and the Knights offense will head back onto the field, getting set for a fresh set of downs and a new drive here deeper in their own end of the field, however. So the Knights will have to dig their way back across midfield and looking to redeem themselves after a pretty lousy first drive in the second half of play. In the out formation, Robinson will hand off to Edwards, and he'll try and burst up the middle, but Neshaminy will be able to meet him, the linebackers, with the tackle. And number 6, Chisholm Ifeani, will make the tackle and wrap up Edwards, forcing him for only a short gain, perhaps about 2 yards, as Evan Spann will come back in for North Penn in the huddle and their offense tonight. So Robinson in the I formation with 2 men in the backfield behind him. 2 wide receivers on a close side screen. A very similar play. He'll hand off to Edwards again, who will burst up the middle and pick up a first down and plenty more yards as he'll move the chains. The senior Shamar Edwards with the carry along this very slippery turf stadium here in Wissahickon as the rain continues to fall. Once again, I'm Eric Jessberger up in the booth along with Prasham Joban Prucher on North Penn Television. And a shout out to our camera crew tonight as they continue to battle against this rain continuing to pour. They are providing phenomenal footage and replays for you guys to watch straight on your screens and devices back at home to watch this playoff matchup tonight. And as a timeout will be called, once again, thank you for the camera crew who's doing an exceptional job for all you viewers able to watch this game and broadcast tonight. Once again, as we stand here at 7-6, the Knights leading by 1. The offense in a bit of a groove. Prashant, what can you say and what look forward to in this next drive as the rain, I guess you could consider kind of slowing up compared to what we had in the warm-ups and early on in the first quarter.
There's still a lot of time left in the game, only 1-point game. Just keep trying to run that clock down, I guess, and they're really good at that, the North Penn Knights.
Yeah.
But you will have to maybe take a shot down the field every now and then, which Solomon, we've seen him do plenty of times.
And yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe last week against Ridley, with the last 9 minutes of play, the Knights were leading 26-14, and they just ran the clock all the way down to pretty much expired, because then Solomon Robinson, held onto the ball and took that final play and wrapped up that game. So we've seen it plenty of times. Prominently at CB West, I remember we were broadcasting together where it was like 15, it was not correct, it was like probably like 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And then North Penn just kind of works their drive, pick up first downs on third down conversions, fourth down conversions, and the rushing game in the backfield continued to work their way downfield. Next thing you know, we're at the 2-minute warning, and North Penn still at like the 30-yard line, still knocking on the door for another touchdown.
Well, that's what happens when you have 2 power backs like Shamar Edwards and Julian White. Got Suburban 1 all conference mention, so that just shows you how good this backfield is, and they showed it again right there.
Yeah, right there again. Shamar Edwards taking the handoff from Solomon Robinson, and he'll pick up about a 9-yard carry close to the first down marker, and he'll be set here at the 37-yard line. That's where the Knights will get ready to begin their next carry. And let's take a look at your replay. Shamar Edwards wrapped up by Neshaminy as we reach 53 seconds and ticking left in our third quarter action tonight. So, Brasham with a touchdown here for North Penn. Not trying to jinx anything, but they're able to work their way downfield as they've shown so far in this drive. What can you expect from the rest of this ball game as the Knights will look to try and take a 2-point lead?
Well, I don't think it would change very much. Just because you have a bigger lead doesn't mean this game's over. You still have a whole quarter left to play. And we've seen the Redskins, they can come back easily, especially with their run game tonight from Manzik and James. So you just got to keep applying the pressure, get down the field, put the defensive pressure as we've seen all game, and come out with the win.
And with 12 seconds and ticking left in our third quarter, the teams will head to their respective sidelines and wrap up our third quarter action. So the Knights will head into the fourth quarter with a 7-6 lead, a 1-point lead over the Neshaminy Redskins here at Wissahickons Turf Stadium. And a little bit of a story once again of how these teams got here in a recap of their first round matchup last week. It was North Penn here at the very same stadium here we are tonight, defeating the Ridley Green Raiders 26-16 in their first round playoff matchup. And as for the visiting team tonight, the Neshaminy Redskins, they got here as the Redskins were able to jump on Haverford early and put up 14 points in the first quarter and walked into halftime with a 21-0 lead. They then later went on to defeat Haverford 35-7 in their first round playoff matchup. So a bit of a different story as both teams were able to tally up the points and put up more of an offensive showing. However, tonight they stand at 7-6. And with this night's offense only leading by 1, they're looking to try and tack onto that and tally up some more points here in our last quarter of play, where the winner will move on, the loser will go home. The Knights are looking to move on to round 3. And here's Robinson, the quarterback, carrying up the middle. He'll be met on the tackle at midfield at the 50-yard line. It was number 25, Corey Choice, bringing him down. And you see Robinson, he's a quarterback. He'll show off the cannon he's got in the air. However, when he's moved out of pocket, forced out of pocket, or just given the play call to run, he's got a little bit of dance moves, and he's able to find his way with some phenomenal rushes, picking up plenty of yards, including a first down right there for the Knights. So with the backfield set up in the I formation, Robinson handing off to Shamar Edwards, and he'll be wrapped up by Ole Manzik. And at number 32 on the tackle, Luke Hitchens. So with a gain of 1, the Knights will cross midfield and get into Redskins territory at the 49-yard line. Robinson will receive his plays from his bench and the play calling from head coach Dick Beck, the Knights head coach in his 17th season coaching this Knights football squad, and he's looking to try and preserve this 1-point lead along with his team tonight. Robinson in the shotgun formation, McNamara to his right. He'll hand it off to RJ. However, McNamara will be wrapped up and gobbled up by the Redskins defense, bringing the blitz and sniffing out the rushing game, and picking up perhaps a 3-yard loss on the carry. It's Neshaminy with the tackle, wrapping up McNamara, forcing 3rd down and 12 here for Robinson and the Knights offense. So right here, Prashant, what are you expecting? Ball in the air? Or are you looking for a little bit of a play action or a little bit of a fake handoff and try and get a rush play for Robinson?
I think fourth quarter you can't risk it. I think you have to go through the air. You know, the run game has been there for the Redskins, but I just don't think it's worth it right now.
And as we conversed it, the teams will call timeouts and they'll group up and get a huddle. It looked to be Coach Beck and the Knights calling a timeout there. Their first of this second half of play. We stand at 10 minutes and 15 seconds left in our matchup tonight. In our 6A postseason playoff matchup. It's round 3, the quarterfinal game between the visiting Neshaminy Redskins and the home North Penn Knights. 7-6 the Knights lead with 10:15 left in the fourth quarter. And the Knights are looking to try and cruise downfield to get an end zone visit. However, first they'll need to convert on this third and 12. So with Robinson in the shotgun with McNamara and Edwards to either side of him. It's Haynes and Spann on your close side of the screen. Robinson will fake the handoff, and then he'll tuck it and run it himself. Up the middle, he'll burst across the line of scrimmage, but then a sea of white jerseys will meet him, providing a blockade, and will force the Knights to bring on their punting unit, where junior Evan Spann will get set to kick it away to Chris Joyce downfield for the Redskins. And as we take a look back at that, it looked to be Robinson was looking for Shamar Edwards on that route, coming from the backfield on your close side screen. However, Redskins were able to provide the coverage and force Robinson to tuck it and then would bring him down. So Spann will kick this away. It will take 2 hops and be scooped up by Joyce. However, he'll take a step out at about the 22-yard line, and that's where the Redskins offense will flood onto the field as they'll get ready to square off against the Knights defense at their own 22-yard line, trailing by 1 with 9:36 left in our fourth quarter of play. And Prashant, what can you say? This may be perhaps the game.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing how the Knights, when they get the ball back, they'll run this clock down. Neshaminy needs to put up points here.
No, absolutely. You're right. And if they, by the time Neshaminy finishes this drive, it's going to be about maybe 7 minutes to come for the best case scenario. So they got to put up points here. And as we said, they'll just eat up the clock, the Knights. Shamar Edwards, Julian White, they'll just eat up the clock at the end of the game. Just first down after first down after first down. Eats up the clock and ends the game.
And there's something to point out, too, where both teams with such strong defenses, they'll give up a long pass or a long rush, but they are avoiding the big impact plays that, will send such as a rush here all the way down to the end zone. The defenses are that strong. They are able to avoid that, which means more clock is eaten up. So for the Redskins, they need to chip their way downfield and try and take back this lead with the fourth quarter clock and 8:43 on the clock and ticking left in our matchup tonight.
And it seems that Neshaminy wants to chew down the clock first and maybe put that one last drive in for them so that North Penn doesn't have that much time to come back. A good strategy, I think, for Solomon and the Knights have to pass the ball if Neshaminy gets the lead.
Kind of like a go big or go home. They got to go for it all here as their season is on the line. It will be 3rd and 7. McAndrews forced out of the pocket. He'll get a pass off, but it will head right into the Knights bench as McAndrews taking a hit after that pass got off. He was forced on the run. And immediately a 3-and-out forced by the Knights defense will bring the Neshaminy's punting unit on. And the Redskins will have to send the ball back over to North Penn, where John Haynes, the senior for the Knights, will get set to receive it right at the 50-yard line.
It's a good thing that, if they were going to go 3-and-out, that they did it quick. So now they have 8:09 left here in the fourth. Hopefully get a stop on defense and get the ball back.
And yeah, the 3-and-out forced by the Knights will also, after this kick away and the punt, will put the Knights in great position. So with a low snap, it will actually bounce back, an unfavoring bounce for Neshaminy, but then be spotted at the 47-yard line. That's where North Penn will get set to begin their drive. And quarterback Solomon Robinson will look to put perhaps a finishing touch on this ball game tonight as we stand at 7 minutes and 58 seconds left in our fourth quarter of play tonight. So as Robinson will receive his play from Coach Beck on the sidelines, he'll head back to the huddle, and we'll get set for this game-impacting drive right here for North Penn. The Knights on the right side screening their navy blue and Columbia helmets. Robinson will tuck in himself. Coverage provided by R.J. McNamara and blocks from Noah Fox will push Solomon Robinson across the midfield and pick up about a gain of 7 as he'll be wrapped up at the 46-yard line and be spotted in Neshaminy territory. Let's take a look at that again. Look at the coverage provided and the blocks for Robinson to find some room. Unfortunately, then being wrapped up, but he did his job picking up plenty of yards and putting the Knights close to the first down marker, which might be even better, the fact that the Knights can kind of weigh their options, see if they want to pass the ball, which might be a risk here late in the game, but they don't have to worry about picking up that and forcing to get that first down right away. But right here, Robinson will hand off to R.J. McNamara. He'll continue to cruise on, and then we finally wrapped up by Neshaminy's secondary. R.J. McNamara, the junior, number 15 tonight for North Penn, will be wrapped up at the 32-yard line. And for Neshaminy, they will give up an 18-yard rush. Crucial blow to their defense late in this ball game tonight, with North Penn now inching their way closer, knocking on the door to a two-score lead. They lead 7-6 here with 7 minutes and 9 seconds left in our game tonight. You see coming back onto the field for North Penn, number 17, the junior Nate Brown will head back to the huddle for North Penn. And as Robinson will clap and get the play back underway, the Knights huddle will disperse. And Robinson will pitch it to R.J. McNamara. Back-to-back carries for McNamara. He'll be wrapped up and brought down this time by Neshaminy after a gain of about 3 or 4 to your close side of the screen towards the Knights bench. He'll be wrapped up and be spotted after a gain of 4 at the 34-yard line. Actually, correction, the 24-yard line. So for the Knights, they'll continue to inch closer to that end zone, trying to put up an end zone visit here from their backfield as they'll continue the carries. It's Shamar Edwards shuffling to his left, stutter steps, and they will be forced out of bounds by Neshaminy as the blockade of white jerseys and red helmets will ring up the senior for North Penn and send him out of bounds and into the turf. So obviously, something we've seen plenty of throughout the season. As we mentioned, they're continuing to eat up the clock. But Prasham, you got to expect this rushing game to continue to push on. And R.J. McNamara has been taking most of the carries along with Shamar Edwards. Julian White's been a little quiet. So Shamar Edwards and R.J. McNamara, they've been the go-to. What can you say about that choice by Coach Beck?
Yeah, we saw that last week as well. RJ getting more carries. Julian White, he went out a couple weeks before that. We're going to see a false start right there, or neutral zone infraction rather.
Offsides called against the Neshaminy. And yeah, I knew you wanted to talk about that a little bit because you did bring that up with Julian White not getting much of the carries.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
He said himself. You talked to him earlier today. What did he say, Eric?
It's kind of jokingly saying he was like RJ was taking away my touchdowns. But yeah, it was funny and it was interesting because going all the way back to week 1, as I mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, it was a shootout, literally a shootout between Ole Manzik and Julian White, where actually Julian White stopped Manzik at the goal line to give North Penn the win, leading 34-33 in double overtime. So he's been a little quiet tonight. However, the defense continues to push on, but for their offense, on the carry once again here, it's actually Solomon Robinson, the quarterback, taking it himself, but he'll be wrapped up, unable to get into the end zone for his second time tonight after he was able to put up the only touchdown for North Penn earlier on in the first half of action. So it'll be 2nd down and 6. The Knights in the Neshaminy territory, the ball on the 12-yard line, and the Knights knocking on the door. It will be Solomon Robinson up at the line of scrimmage with Shamar Edwards to his left and McNamara straight behind him. 2 men in the backfield. McNamara will take the handoff and inch his way close, but will fall short, passing the 5-yard line and picking up a first down. So North Penn will be spotted at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal for the Knights, and crucial moments here. Neshaminy perhaps needs this stop to hold on to their playoff hopes and season here in 2018. As for the Knights, it's a fresh set of downs. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line, and they could perhaps wrap things up as we pass our 5-minute mark in our ball game tonight. In the I formation, it's Edwards in the backfield. Robinson hands off to Shamar, inching his way, but Neshaminy will eat him up and send him hard to the turf. Neshaminy able to prevent the first opportunity for the Knights and will force them to a 2nd down and perhaps 3 or 2 without any gain on that carry. It's 4 minutes and 34 seconds and ticking here in our 4th quarter of play tonight. Robinson will be fed his play from the sidelines and head coach Dick Beck. And back to the huddle, he will go and converse with his team. For Neshaminy, they stand at the goal line defending their end zone and season here on the line. They need a stop. Nate Brown will shift over and flag will fly, whistles will blow before the snap was taken. And a penalty called, delay of game against North Penn, and you see Coach Beck a bit frustrated on the sidelines, and North Penn will get set back to the 7-yard line. A 5-yard penalty, and that will take a toll as the Knights were inching and knocking on the door, as I mentioned. However, they will be now sent back to the 8-yard line.
That might look bad, going back, but it's not exactly a bad thing. You know, you get further back. You're a little bit further from the end
spread
zone.
the coverage a little bit.
And also gain a few more yards, get a few more plays in, run down the clock even more.
So here we go. Robinson will now be set up in the shotgun formation. Wide receivers are close side of the screen. 2 wide receivers here far. Robinson will take it himself, but Neshaminy sniffing out the rushing play, and Robinson will be taken out by the legs and brought down to the turf. So it'll be 3rd down here for the Knights as they are trying to put up a touchdown here late in this ball game, leading 7-6. It will be 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line. Also, what will be interesting, if North Penn isn't able to find the end zone here, do they bring the field goal unit on? I believe that would be the right call. Ayub Jarrah has been phenomenal all season, so that's something we can expect from Coach Beck. But you always know Coach Beck's got something in his back pocket and a little trick up his sleeve with his team here. And a timeout will be called here by head coach Dick Beck. I believe his 2nd timeout called here in the 2nd half of play. So he's got 1 more remaining here in our ball game tonight, and the clock will be set at 3 minutes and 24 seconds in our ball game tonight. Once again, in the booth, I'm Eric Jessberger alongside Prasham Jobe and Putra. Once again, shout out to our camera crew tonight, bringing phenomenal coverage and our broadcast tonight, provided with the replays and views you have here straight to your mobile devices or TV screens back at home watching this game tonight from our broadcast on North Penn Television. So as this game gets ready to get set back underway, we stand once again at 3 minutes and 24 seconds. The Knights leading 7-6 here in our 6A Round 2 playoff matchup between the visiting Neshaminy Redskins and home North Penn Knights. The Knights leading 7-6. And for Neshaminy, season is on the line right here. As we know, North Penn's able to eat up a clock, and right now they need to defend their end zone and their postseason hopes. Robinson will be set up in the shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers on the far side of the screen. Robinson will tuck it himself and be brought down for a loss, and it looked to be miscue there as Edwards shuffled from his left, from the left of Robinson to the right, and as Robinson took the snap, he went for the handoff to Edwards, but Edwards was on the other side of him. So a huge miscommunication against North Penn.
And you see Coach
will
Beck
force a
talking to
4th
Robinson
down.
and Edwards right now, and that's a bad mistake, especially late into the season. You're in playoffs
Yeah,
right now,
your postseason,
and
that
you just
can't
come
happen.
out of the timeout too.
My goodness, we stand here at 3 minutes and 16 seconds. And as for North Penn, it will be 4th down. So they're still going to have an attempt to put points up on the board, as Ayub Jarrah will get set to get ready to kick this field goal attempt for North Penn. Trying to put the Knights up 10-6 late in this ball game.
Yeah, and that's going to force the Redskins, if, of course, the kick is good, to make sure you get a touchdown. You can't go for the field goal. Great call by Coach Beck.
So it will be Nate Brown with the hold, and the senior Ayub Jarrah getting ready to kick it away. Oh my goodness, it's a miscue, and the ball was snapped well before Nate Brown and Ayub Jarrah were ready. The ball went off of Nate Brown's hands, and the Redskins will come up with the ball. My goodness. Huge discipline issues and sloppiness from North Penn will keep this game at 7-6. My goodness, North Penn has opened the door for the Redskins.
Yeah, and there's 3:13 left in the 4th quarter. Plenty of time for the Redskins to get a field goal, if not a touchdown.
So frustration from the bench has to stop immediately. The defense has to pick up their offense, and right now they'll do the job as forcing McAndrews to throw the ball away. The captain, Noah Fox, will take charge and slow down, give the Knights a breather, and relax them on the sideline, saying, you know what, defense, we got you. We'll pick you up, offense. We got you. So right there, Noah Fox forcing McAndrews, following a hard hit there after that throw, fell incomplete. And as for Neshaminy, they're trying to hold on to this momentum they got after they were able to force a couple miscommunication plays from the Knights offense. It will be the quarterback number 12, Brody McAndrews, alone in the shotgun formation. He'll step back, low snap received, and a bullet pass sent to the wide receiver, staying on his feet. And that will be number 25, Corey Joyce, the answer to much of the passing from the quarterback tonight, as McAndrews been able to find Joyce on multiple occasions, and right there connecting on a big part and a crucial moment in this ball game tonight. So on this drive is do or die. Neshaminy needs to find their way down into North Penn territory and put up a score with 2:53 and ticking left here in our fourth quarter play. McAndrews will roll back. He'll send a flutter pass straight to the sidelines, out of the reach of Joyce, as it will fall incomplete, stopping the clock at 2 minutes and 46 seconds left in our matchup tonight. It will be 2nd down and 10 with the Redskins stationed at their own 19-yard line. Nope, right the first time, 25-yard line. That's where they'll be set. And for the Redskins, it will be 2nd and 10. In the shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers to your close side of the screen, 1 wide receiver to your far side. McAndrews rolls back. He'll step up in the huddle. Line drive to Joyce off the fingertips will fall incomplete, as the pass from McAndrews had Chris Joy there for a second. However, it was unable to be routed up and will fall incomplete, stopping the clock. But now it will be 3rd down and 10 for Neshaminy. And obviously, if they're not able to convert here, they will go for it on 4th down. But right here, you at least need to get close to that 1st down marker and make it easier, as it will be 3rd down and 10 for the Redskins, with quarterback Brody McAndrews trying to answer and defeat this Knights offense and pick up this 1st down. He'll step back in the shotgun, rolling to his right on the close side screen. Pass on the run, picked off by junior Evan Span, and the Knights will jog into the end zone. It's the Evan Span touchdown, North Penn. And it's the junior number 16, Evan Span, for the Knights, picking off McAndrews' pass and trotting his way into the end zone. 13-6, the Knights lead with 2:29 left on the clock here in our matchup tonight. My goodness, the man of the night, the hero, Evan Span. Pick 6 for the junior, gives the Knights the lead and shut down the progressing Neshaminy Redskins offense tonight.
Talk about being clutch. There it is right there. Evan Span, the junior, coming up clutch. And it looks like the Knights are going to go on to hopefully semifinals.
Let's go, baby.
Barring a miracle for the Redskins.
And with this snap will be off the hands of Nate Brown. He'll scoop it up, but the Redskins will take him well down backfield. And number 6, Crispin Ifeani, will throw Nate Brown. No flag on the field, but North Penn will head to the sidelines, content with what they got, as they'll avoid any kind of scrum. But once again, Evan Span giving the Knights a 13-6 lead. Neshaminy still not out of it. They will get the ball back, and a touchdown is what they need in order to try and tie things up. They have 2 minutes and 29 seconds to work with here left in their postseason hopes tonight against North Penn in our 6A playoff matchup here in round 3 and the quarterfinals. So on the right side of the screen, it will be Ayub Trotty and North Penn in their navy blue jerseys and Columbia blue helmets, getting ready to kick it away to Neshaminy on your left side of the screen in their white uniforms with red trim and red helmets.
Now that PAT could come back to bite the Knights, as you know, if they get a touchdown here by the Redskins, you don't have to go for 2.
So Ayub Trotty will kick this ball away. Line drive downfield and a flag on the field. Way back at the point of the kick from Charati. And the Knights it will be called for a false start. The Knights got to settle down. They got to They got to know that this game is not done yet whatsoever. Neshaminy's been able to force their way downfield, and right now, they just got to make sure they stay cool, calm, and avoid some of these miscues, miscommunications, and errors they've shown so far tonight, especially on the last couple extra point attempts, and right now, a very sloppy penalty called. So they'll get set to do it again. It will be Ayub Charati. Will kick it away for North Penn. And the Redskins will receive it downfield to your left side of the screen. It'll be a line drive kick. Falling into the arms and moving. And then immediately wrapped up by North Penn. Gobbled up number 21 on the kick return. Marcus Griffin will be hit by the junior RJ McNamara and senior Noah Fox and be stationed at the 30-yard line. That's where the Redskins will get set. And here we go. Game on the line here in the postseason. We're in round 2 of playoffs. And a postseason hope for Neshaminy is on the line as well. Do or die right here on this drive. 2:24 left in our fourth quarter tonight. McAndrews will roll back. He'll be sent out of the pocket, run into his own player, and then will be gobbled up. It's the senior, the captain, Noah Fox with the sack. And the Knights will bring down McAndrews here on the first opportunity on this last drive the Redskins have in this ball game tonight. And getting their plays called from the huddle, or called from the sidelines rather. McAndrews in the shotgun. He'll receive the slow snap, pump fake, and then be forced out of the pocket again. On the run, he'll get a pass off, and he'll find number 5, Ole Manzik, who was immediately tackled by number 17, Nate Brown. And they will call the pass incomplete, unable to be scooped up by the senior Ole Manzik. As you take a look at it again. Nate Brown, yep, great call as Nate Brown applied that hit. The ball connected with the turf, calling it incomplete. As Ole Manzik was unable to wrap it up and get complete control on the ball. So 3rd down and 18. 3rd and long. Brody McAndrews trying to lead his Neshaminy squad into the next round. They'll need a touchdown here on this drive, and he'll connect with Chris Joyce, who will make a spin move but still be wrapped up by the junior for North Penn, Evan Spann, with that pick 6 to put the Knights up 13-6. He'll put up a outstanding stop there, wrapping up Joyce on the reception and forcing a 4th down and long. 4th and 14. Here we go. Game on the line with 1 minute and 19 ticking. McAndrews will roll back in the shotgun. He'll step up in the pocket, send the ball long to the 40-yard line, off the hands of Andy Cole, and picked up by Khalib Corbin, running down the sidelines, crossing the 40, and being sent down at the 36-yard line. It's the senior Khalib Corbin wrapping up this round 2 matchup. The clock will stand at 1:04 left in our matchup tonight. The Knights leading 13-6. And my goodness, Andy Cole with the vertical jump, tipping it up for his fellow senior, Khalib Corbin, who will then take it back across midfield and cap off an outstanding game by the Knights defense. 2 interceptions here in the last 5 minutes of play. And with 1:04 left on the clock, my goodness, what a game this has been. As Solomon Robinson will get up to the line of scrimmage to take a knee and then run out the final moments of this game tonight. The Knights are ecstatic on the sidelines, as after that pick, you perhaps may have not have heard me, as this crowd was roaring. My goodness, what a game this has been with 43 seconds and continuing the tick. The Neshaminy Redskins season will close and their postseason hopes will be finished off by North Penn, who will move on to the 3rd round and defeat the Neshaminy Redskins for the 2nd time this season. Coach Beck, excited with his team, will head out to the field. The North Penn Knights defeat Neshaminy 13-6 as 15 seconds will roll out on the clock. My goodness, what a game this has been. A phenomenal effort put up by the Redskins of Neshaminy. However, they will fall up short to the Knights of North Penn tonight at Wissahickons Turf Stadium. North Penn will move up to the third round of playoffs, where they will meet up with either Downingtown West or Harry S. Truman. Both of those teams stand at 10-1 records. So taking a look at a recap of the game tonight. What a game this has been. And the scoring got kicked off by Mantic finding the end zone for the Redskins. However, it was then blocked by North Penn, preventing the extra point. And then the Knights would take a 7-6 lead following Solomon Robinson's rush into the end zone, capped off by an Arup Charati extra point kick up through the uprights, giving the Knights a 7-6 lead throughout much of this game. However, then it would be the man Evan Spann with the pick six, as he would then trot to the end zone on the far side of his screen and pick up a touchdown, giving the Knights a 13-6 lead and send the Knights on to the next round of the postseason. My goodness, what an outstanding game to cover here for North Penn Television. And then here it is on your screen, the last play to finish it off. A long pass from McAndrews off the hands of Cole will fall into the hands of the senior Khalib Corbin, who will then run out the clock and run out the rest of our game tonight. For North Penn, they will move on to the third round of playoffs, defeating the Neshaminy Redskins 13-6 here at Wissahickons Turf Stadium. Once again, shout out to our camera crew tonight, who put up exceptional work on the replays and coverage they were able to bring to your mobile devices and TV screens back at home, fighting this very tough rainy weather here at Wissahickon. Wrapping up our coverage tonight, I'm Eric Jessberger along with Prasham Joban-Prucha. Thank you all for watching. The Knights once again win their playoff matchup 13-6 over Neshaminy. Once again, I'm Eric Jessberger, and have a great night, everybody.